First, I will show you my note cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In a 2011 election study known as the Big Red Poll, which was promoted through the Daily Nebraska newspaper, it was found that 50% of students supported UNL becoming a wet campus. They argued that this would cut down on drinking and driving cases and allow students to drink closer to home. Every year at our university, students both underage and legal age are written up, given citations and tickets for drinking on campus. Approximately 490 in 2008, 416 in 2009, and 320 in 2010. This cost our school and our students a lot of money each year. We need to ask ourselves, in what way could this problem be prevented, and in what way could becoming a wet campus benefit us? A wet campus could have many beneficial attributes, but most of our peers, administration, and parents don't see this. Today I will talk to you about the various aspects of why the University of Lincoln should become a wet campus, such as safety issues on and off campus, and its effect on grades and other social norms. First, I will start by discussing how being a wet campus will make situations and activities safer for all students. At first glance, it may seem that a dry campus, which is defined as a campus that completely bans alcohol regardless of the consumer's age or intention, would be the safest way for police and other security to control drinking, but many times this is not the case. A university like ours that bans the use of alcohol completely, in my opinion, is only going to push partying where drinking is involved further and further away from campus. Therefore, putting students at danger and campus police and security at a greater disadvantage of keeping them safe. When students travel greater distances to party and hang out, this can mean more wild and uncontrollable parties. Students are also putting a greater distance between themselves, their homes, dorms, hospitals, etc. They are pulling away from the help and assistance available to them on campus. Another big safety issue I will discuss is the fact that some students choose to walk home, even though it may be a far distance. This could put them at harm in many ways, especially for new freshmen who are uncertain and unfamiliar with the area. They could travel into these unfamiliar areas and be subject to sexual harassment or assault, being mugged, or possibly being robbed as well. The next point I will discuss is how being a dry campus could potentially be harmful to students in regards to drinking and driving. Whether it be students at an off-campus, or whether it be underage students at an off-campus party, or legal-age students leaving the bar scene, these young people have to make a decision at the end of the night of how they're going to get home. Like I mentioned earlier, when students migrate off campus to find parties and places to drink, they are increasing the chances of danger, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. At a wet campus, students have the privilege and convenience of walking home or walking back to their dorms. This is safer for students because campus has police officers and security patrolling certain areas, keeping a watchful eye out, especially for this situation. Officers are more concerned with getting the kids home safely and back to their dorms instead of writing them up for drinking on campus. Students at a dry campus university do not have this convenience and are more tempted to get into their cars at the end of the night and drive home. This not only puts themselves in danger, but the people that they may be driving home, and of course the innocent people on the roads. According to the Nebraska University Direction Study, it says 40% of students who drink alcohol are doing so in a manner that puts themselves and others at risk for physical, emotional, academic, and legal harm. Some say entry into the Big Ten might be a reason to liberalize these alcohol policies on our campus, according to students. In a recent article, students interviewed said, in order to compete with other schools in the conference, we need to become a wet campus. So now I will show you my visual aid, which is a poster. And it shows the University of Nebraska in comparison with the 5 other schools in the Big Ten that are wet campuses, and they include University of Wisconsin-Madison, University of Michigan, University of Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan State. And I have added a fact from a university poll that reads, 2 of 3 United States campuses are wet campuses. After looking at the many safety issues of a wet and dry campus, I will now move on to discussing academics and how being a wet campus may or may not affect them. We have to realize that drinking, alcohol, and partying is going to be a part of some people's college experience, and it plays a big part in the role of socialization. But it doesn't necessarily have to negatively affect students' academics as much as some may say. In my opinion, a wet campus doesn't mean that students' grades would be that much more affected than if they attended a dry campus. According to the American College Health Association's Reference Group's data report of 2009, alcohol use affected academic performance only 3.8% of the time. Binge drinking, or excess drinking over a long period of time, could obviously negatively affect students' performance in many ways. But also, other aspects of college life, like lack of sleep and stress, could play an even bigger role on their performance. In regards to academics, when young adults surround themselves with positive people that have a confident work ethic, that will in turn make more of an impact than alcohol will. That is, if they are drinking safely and carefully. A wet campus is more concentrated on healthy, safe drinking behaviors. This creates students, in turn, to feel less stressed and less pressure to drink, which generates better behavior. After discussing how being a wet campus increases safety both on campus and off campus, how it cuts down on drinking and driving, and how it brings the proximity to hospitals and dorms and homes closer, and how it also affects students' performance, we can see that being a wet campus can be a safe campus, and how many positive attributes it does have. I hope by discussing the various misconceptions about wet campuses, as well as the positive effects it could have on a university like our own, will sway you in your view that why the University of Nebraska-Lincoln should become a wet campus, as we are one of the 5 Big Ten schools that are not.